Hello, and welcome to DegreeWorks. Please keep in mind that the features available in DegreeWorks to students differs from those available to an advisor. Advisors have access to additional features. Upon entering DegreeWorks, students will be presented with their DegreeWorks audit. Audits are updated nightly based on activity that has occurred on the student's academic record the previous day. If no activity has occurred, a new audit is not generated. If activity such as change in degree program, grading, or registration has occurred during the day, students will be unable to see these changes reflected on the audit until the nightly update has occurred. Advisors, however, have access to refresh a student's audit at any time. The display will default to the Student View format within the Audits tab. This displays both completed and remaining degree requirements, including exceptions and advising notes. The top of the audit contains student context information, including student V number, name, primary degree, primary major, classification, and the last date an audit was generated. For students pursuing more than one major within the same degree, for example, History BA and English BA, requirements for both majors and associated concentrations, if applicable, will appear on the single audit. For students pursuing more than one major with different degrees, for example, Chemistry BS and Dance and Choreography BFA, the requirements for the majors and associated concentrations, if applicable, will display on separate audits. Students can access the individual audits via the drop-down menu in the degree field located within the student context area. Below the student context area are the header and progress bar. The header contains additional student information. Some of the information that may be helpful includes academic standing and registration holds. Please note that the registration holds entry reflects only yes or no. Specific hold information may be viewed via the eServices View Holds link in the Student Records section. The Other Program of Study field simply indicates whether a student is pursuing more than one major, a yes or a no. The Effective Catalogs entry identifies the set of requirements the student is following as outlined in the associated bulletin. The progress bar tracks the completion percentage of all requirements on the audit. Completed requirements are represented by green boxes filled with a check mark. The remainder of the audit is organized by section of requirements referred to as blocks. Based on a block's type, degree, major, concentration, etc., effective bulletin, credits required, and credits applied may be displayed. The first block to appear is the degree block that is associated with the student's primary program of study. This block contains a rule verifying whether the student's overall GPA meets the requirement for the degree and a summary of additional blocks found within the audit. Within the degree block of the audit, there are jump links that will allow for quicker navigation to specific blocks, reducing scroll time. The next block that follows is the University Core block. In our example, the University Core requirements have been waived based on a previously earned associate's degree. The next block is the Primary Major's General Education block. Please note that the student only needs to satisfy the general education requirements associated with the primary major. By clicking on a course that is still needed, students can view a course's description, prerequisites, and attributes. Additionally, allowing the cursor to hover over the course will display the course's title and credit hours. An asterisk appearing by a course number indicates that prerequisites exist for the course. The next blocks that follow may or may not include collateral requirements, primary major requirements, primary concentration requirements, minor requirements, and perhaps additional blocks reflecting secondary major, concentration, and/or minor requirements. Please notice that requirements satisfied by transfer work will display the VCU equivalent course number, the course number from the transfer institution, and the name of the transfer institution. Substitutions and waivers are identified as exceptions within DegreeWorks. Any course requirements satisfied via a substitution waiver will be immediately followed by a gray bar with limited details regarding the exception directly beneath the requirement. A summary of all exceptions is displayed in the Exceptions block, which appears further down the audit. The next blocks that follow are the upper level courses and open electives blocks. Based on a student's academic record, an insufficient due to grade or repeat block may appear after the open electives blocks. This is where courses graded as F, W, NC, DN, or FN will slot. The next section is the In Progress block, which summarizes any current course registration. This may include courses currently being taken in addition to registered courses or future semesters. Based on a student's academic record, a Not Counted block may be displayed after the In Progress block. This block will display courses identified as duplicate credit. In this specific example, students may not receive credit for both Stat 210, applied towards the general education requirement, and Stat 208, and so Stat 208 is not counted toward the student's overall credits. If any exceptions have been applied to the audit, the Exception block will display next. This will provide a summary of all substitutions and waivers that appear throughout the audit. Please direct any questions regarding substitutions or waivers to the student's academic advisor. A summary of advising notes appears as the last audit-related entry. A legend defining the codes and symbols used throughout the audit is displayed at the bottom and also on the left-hand side. There are some additional features available to students in DegreeWorks. Two audit types are available in the Format drop-down box near the top of the screen. To navigate these views, choose an option and press the View button. As a reminder, the student's view is the default view and displays both completed and remaining degree requirements. The registration checklist displays only unfulfilled requirements, without exceptions or advising notes. A less detailed version of the transcript is accessible via the class history link, allowing students to access their transcript record without having to return to eServices. At the very top of the DegreeWorks window, you will find additional links. Back to Self-Service returns the student to the Student Records submenu in eServices. FAQ will open a new window of frequently asked questions about DegreeWorks. Help will direct users to the DegreeWorks webpage. Print allows the printing of the Student View Audit or Registration checklist. Thanks for watching and using DegreeWorks.